Sports Network, San Francisco Giants opening day, and the Astros just tied it up. No, is he out? He's out at the plate. DeBon is out at the plate. My closer is still in the game. Okay. All right. Giants. Hey, DeBon. Let's see. Did they get him? That's going to be a challenge maybe. But the Giants opening day, and some things went as expected, like Yaz 0 for 4 and 3 Ks. And can you hear me, guys?
I hear you.
I got a reload button here. Reload site changes may not be. I don't know if I hit cancel, I think I go out of the stream. I'm going to hit reload, see what happens. I may have to come right back.
There we go.
And then
all right. I think I knew where Dan was going. Well, here he comes. He's coming right back.
I don't know what happened there. Just something happened. So this situation, Matos will be in the lineup tomorrow, most likely. Yaz will be on paternity leave, and I hope it's a Wally Pips situation. It really needs to be.
That was ugly from Yaz.
I mean, this has been going on for quite a while, and the Giants continue to throw him out there. Basically, it's costing you games because he comes up and.
Hey, before we even get into that, Dan, can we talk about the lineup, please? Before even the game started, they came out with a lineup. I didn't understand it. Maybe is it?
Yeah.
Do you have any understanding of
the lineup? Was this? The lineup was this. Yaz batted 5th because he has a history of hitting well off of Darvish. He's had 5 home runs. He's hitting like 400 against him. And, I get it. It's
Solera at the 2-hole?
Well, I don't really quite understand that because normally you put your better hitter, at 2.
He's not the better hitter. He's a power hitter, but he's not the better hitter.
Right, exactly. The Yankees put Judge at 2. Dodgers put Ohtani at 2.
Solera is not a.
But that is their best, in a way, all around hitter. I told you guys that I liked Conforto to have a bounce back year. And
he had a great game.
He's less injured. He's coming off. He went 3 for 4, a double, a homer. Conforto looked good. And if we look at the overall box score, Jung-Hoo Lee had a couple. His second at bat was nice. He hit a rope. In fact, Los texted me on that. It says, "Man, that was a frozen rope down to first base. He just hit it in the wrong spot." But that was good to see. Then the next at bat, he came up and hit a nice, pretty much on the line to center field, dropped in there. And his first at bat, he just got fooled by Hugh Darvish. He got fooled by a master locator.
Yeah.
And but then after he got his hit, he immediately got picked off. Again, probably a veteran move by Darvish, thinking, probably
he's not thinking about
He's thinking, hey, I just got my first hit. I'll take a nice lead. And he wasn't stealing. He was just getting
I think he was stealing.
Do you think he was?
Yeah. Yeah.
John Miller
he got off pretty good, like he won the steal. I really think he's going to steal more bases than people are thinking. He's got speed. Just needs to learn to read people's moves and things like that. So
John Miller was on the radio. He's like, that was a pickoff move like no other pick, or what is it? He got picked off like no one has ever been picked off in the history of the game, or something like that, man.
He didn't even try to get back. He was going to second base and he just got caught.
I don't think he was, Los. I really don't, because he was stopped. I think if you're stealing, you're running.
You're running.
You're running, and you're going to get the ball. You're going to try and you're going to get. He just got picked. He was taking too big of a secondary lead on the. As you do. Once the ball's thrown, you're taught to kind of get out there, and I think he just went a little too soon. Because if he was stealing, he wouldn't have stopped. He would have just kept going. He wouldn't have seen that he was, that picked off. But overall, though, I thought Logan Webb pitched pretty well. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, only 2 runs, got out of a jam, had 5 Ks, already 97 pitches, though. So that's a lot to go in 6 innings.
In 6 innings, yep.
Well, give us your thoughts, Los. I know you got to run at 4:30 today, so take it away.
I really kind of never understood all the chatter about the Giants having a dominating bullpen.
I don't either. I've never.
I
felt
kept
like
hearing that and kept hearing that, and this is not just a reflection of today, but you got to have a better bullpen than just Doval and the Rogers brothers. And I mentioned this weeks ago that like having those relievers to get the starters to Doval and to Rogers is key, because for the most part, other than Webb, our rotation does not go deep into games. And I said repeatedly, this team is going to lose a lot of games between innings 6 and 8 if they can't get to the closer. And it bore out today. So, good game by Conforto. Like to see that. I liked Lee's at bats. I especially liked the sac fly because he was down 0-2.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of Giants players like leave a guy at third base with less than 2 outs over and over and over. And he put it in play. So I think the whole rumor that Lee cannot hit fastballs, I think after spring training and seeing him, hit Darvish, who throws 94, 95, I think that's kind of hopefully put to bed. Yaz is what Yaz is. He could have hit 2 homers. He could have hit 2 homers today with 6 RBIs, and I'm going to still say the same thing. Matos needs to be the right fielder. So this is not a reflection of 0-for-4 with 3 strikeouts. He is who he is. He's going to have a few games here and there. He's going to give you a good glove, but he's not a difference maker. He's average. And we talked so much on the show last year about this organization and this franchise having too many 2- and 3-star players on their team, and he's one of them.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Nick Ahmed today, the Giants are not even close in this game.
Nick Ahmed had a good game.
Nick Ahmed swung the bat well. He hit 2 absolute complete mistakes.
Yeah, they're gonna figure that out. Don't pitch him up high because he tomahawks those.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to keep the ball down on Ahmed, and
his defense was good.
Defense is good. Hey, Ahmed's a solid Gold Glove infielder. If Ahmed can hit you 245, 250, you're getting a really good deal. I mean, you're getting, but if he hits 200 to 220, and that's not going to cut it. I mean, but it's very early. Ahmed is hitting 667, 2 for 3, but an 0 for 4 tomorrow will drop that. Obviously, this is the time of year averages. I look more at how they look, right. Like Yaz looked lost up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes baseball is a game that you just kind of with your eye test, you just look at how guys are swinging. Sometimes there's 0 for 4s and the guy hits the ball hard 3 times, 4 times, but Yaz he just does not look good.
Why wasn't Conforto in the 3-hole rather than? Why would you put Wade?
Well, he may eventually move Conforto up.
It shouldn't even be eventually. It should. He's a better hitter.
He's 7. I've always said that Yaz and Conforto have always maintained move off of Yaz. Conforto is a veteran. He's only 30. He's 4 years younger than Yaz. He's had success, greater success. Yaz has had a year and a half of success, and part of it was the 2020 season that he came up in 19. He hit the magical 20th homer or whatever in Fenway, Bochy's 2000th win. Right. Everybody was like, "Hey, this is great." He comes back not even a third of a season. He's like in the MVP vote for 60 games. Okay, whatever. 21, He starts off okay, has some moments, hits 25 homers, I believe, but really tailed off and wasn't even in the lineup a lot in the playoffs. And then 22 and 23, I mean, he's sinking like the Titanic. So, and then we see this spring, he looks pretty lost. And then, of course, again, it's one game, but I've seen enough of Yaz to see that I think he's in a regression. And his best, look, it took Yaz 7, 8, 9 years, whatever it was, just to get into the majors, a shot. The Baltimore Orioles had him for 7, 8 years in the minors and released him. And where are the Orioles today and where are the Giants? Look, the Orioles are moving on. They're getting young guys. In fact, we are working on getting a Baltimore Oriole player, director of player development on the NorCal Sports Network. We'll see what the Orioles say. We've requested it. It's a good friend, my best friend, my childhood friend, his son. And we'll see. Hopefully that will work out. But I'll tell you, the Giants situation, they had to sacrifice a couple times, which was good because they're going to have to play for runs because they don't generally get the big inning. They will have some big innings this year. They will have the occasional 3-run homer and the occasional everybody moves them up. They're going to have games like that. It's a long season. But overall, I don't think this lineup, and I posted it out there today, I don't think this lineup scares a lot of people. When, you look at the lineup, Conforto is going to move up. He will move up. They're not going to keep him that low. Michael Conforto, I believe he's healthy, is going to have probably lead the team in home runs if he stays with the team the whole year. I think he will have that kind of year because people are not expecting him, and he's playing for his baseball career, basically, right? He's he's 30 years old. He's on the last year of a contract. What you want at this age is you want to try and get a 3 or 4 year deal and, get that 60 billion, 15 million a year for 3-4 years. And that's what he's hoping to do. And so he's going to be hungry. Plus he's healthy, but I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts on the overall? I mean, it's one game.
It's one game. Yeah.
We can't get too high, too low.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go back to the bullpen. We got, it wasn't just a bullpen failure. We got to point the finger at Mr. Patrick Bailey making a bad throw. Did not help his reliever.
I'm glad you brought that up because I'm not as high on Bailey as a lot of other people are. I think he's a great framer. I don't think he has a great arm. I think he has quickness and pop time to get the ball out, but I think
that's cool. Yeah, that's quick.
He rushes his throws, and if you look a lot of times, and he's also having a lot of pass balls.
I think he led the league last year in pass balls, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did. But his throwing out runners at second base, though, kind of overlooked those pass balls.
Right. He does because of his pop time.
Correct.
And if his throw is accurate,
then you're good. Yeah.
Then you're good. But a lot of times he rushes. I saw it a lot last year. He threw a lot of balls into the outfield last year and over the head and in the dirt. And he's not I don't think he's a good hitter at all.
Jeff Taylor. Yeah. We just talked about, thanks for the $2, Jeff. Bailey does a lot of runners. Yeah, he does, but he has a lot of pass balls.
Yeah, he has pass balls, and he's probably the best framer in the game, and that's critical.
That's valuable.
I mean that saves you a lot of runs. So he's very solid on the defense, but I don't think he's gonna hit for too much average. And, you know, I wouldn't be so anxious to get rid of Joey Bart. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen guys. I don't think Bailey goes back down, but I have seen guys have bad second years and go back down.
Yeah, the sophomore years.
Yeah.
Well,
what's go ahead. Go ahead, Lewis.
And say if Vince is watching, the Giants have to go 20-7 the next 27 games to meet your predictions. But
I think he's live right now doing some wrestling stuff.
Oh.
How about this though? And I kind of brought it up in our chat earlier. You had Jung-Hoo Lee, who had that great sacrifice to tie the game, but then you get Ahmed. Even though you had a good game, you can't get thrown out on the base paths like that. Not when you're in a close game like that. And you know what? That may have cost the game. Because who knows, that rally could have kept going on. We don't know. But you can't be doing these base running gaffes. You can't have that. Granted.
Oh, that was the rundown between second and third, right? Yeah, I'm trying to remember how that happened. What happened here?
Was he trying? Because I heard it on the radio. I was driving back.
Who was up? What happened there? I can't remember. I just remember I was on the phone.
He hit a sacrifice.
Oh, that's right. The sacrifice.
Second and third, the runner from third scored, and I don't know how, Ahmed got caught in between second and third.
Well, was he tagging?
He probably thought the throw was going to go all the way home, and it got cut off.
Well, that's not for a veteran. That's not smart because there was one out, right? When that made the second out.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to get
the third out? He was the third out.
Wait, he was the third out.
Yes, because it was the sacrifice was the second, and then he got.
There's no reason to try and get to third when there's two outs and you're in scoring position.
Right.
The only way you score is a pass ball, which is unlikely. It's more likely if you've been around the game long enough, and the team, is because they took the lead, right? 4-3. That put the Giants up 4-3 at the time. On that sack fly from Lee? Yeah, it did. So it's more likely that.
No, not 4-3. They went up 3-2.
Right. 3-2.
3-2.
That's right. 3-2. The fourth run was Conforto's homer.
Conforto's homer, yeah.
It's more likely that ball gets cut off and you're easy out. I mean, I don't understand going from second to third because the play's right in front of whoever was the cutoff man. He could see the throw that he's taken off. I mean, that I could understand it if there was, one out or no outs, and you want to get to third. Maybe you think you can get to third and be a sacrifice fly brings you home, but I don't know. I thought the gutsy play was Tatis, man. That's why I love athleticism, and you see what speed does, and guys that he took from first to third
on a ground
ball, and he was not running all the way. If you look at the replay, he was rounding second, looking to see, being careful, because sometimes an infielder will fake the throw to first, and the guy's dead to right because he's already rounded second. He didn't take off. He had just rounded second, and he looked over his shoulder and saw the throw was made, and he took off. I love that kind of ball. The guys can do that. And when I saw that, I said, they ain't going to win. They ain't going to win.
I haven't. I'm looking up for updates for Luke Jackson. I haven't heard anything. Has anyone else seen anything?
I haven't heard, but it didn't look good.
They said he was limping off the field, so maybe it's a leg.
It's either a low back or groin, probably. But anytime you get injury,
well, he had a back issue last year, right?
I think so. MF saying low back, according to Susan Slusser.
Yep, that's what he had last year.
All right, he's out for a month, most likely. Okay, so now your bullpen is already now even thinner. So to Los's point,
what
this could do is Cobb is getting ready. If he comes up, you could have Cobb leave Wynn in the rotation and move Hicks to the bullpen.
Right off the rip, huh?
It could happen. It could happen after a month. I don't know. I mean, I think they give Hicks probably try and give him at least 4 or 5 starts. And if he keeps having success like he did against the A's, maybe they find another avenue.
I know Hicks wants to be a starter, and I know the Giants want him to be a starter, but he really could be more effective for the team, not himself, but for the team as that bridge. Imagine if Hicks came in today. Okay, the Padres are facing Logan Webb, sinker, sinker, slider, sinker, sinker, slider, sinker, sinker for 6 innings. Now here comes 102 to bridge the gap between and Doval. And he could do that 2 to 4 times a week, possibly. Now you're talking about really affecting a lot of games.
Right.
By having him as a starter, okay, he throws a great game, and then you don't see him for 4 or 5 days. So, again, like Hicks could be a lot more effective, I think, as that bullpen guy that can go 2, 3, 4, 5 innings. Sometimes when the starting pitcher gets knocked out early and only goes 3 innings, he can go 4 or 5 innings. Or like today, he could have went 2 innings to get it to the Vol, or he could have, if he was really killing it, just go all 3 innings like a
It's funny you mentioned this, Los, because
about winning games.
I'm actually in the watching the game and thinking when Jackson walks off the mound hurt, I thought to myself, I'm thinking this, but I'm going, is Melvin thinking this? And I go, no, he won't. But I'm thinking, hey, it's our first game. It's opening day. I really want to get off to a good start. I'm walking over to Jordan Hicks and say, hey, how do you feel about going in and giving me an inning? I'll push you back to, instead of game 3, I'll push you back to, Sunday to start. 1 inning, that would give him 3 days rest, right? Friday, Saturday, or 2 days, or maybe I'll push you back to Monday to start Monday, and I'll move up Keaton Wynn to Sunday. But I really want to get this first game out of the way. I really want to hold this victory down. That was me thinking, and I know Melvin was probably never even crossed his mind because they don't do that. But I think it's important to, when you have a lead, I think it's important to try and win on the road your first game.
Yeah.
Even though it's 1 game. But now you've got Harrison going tomorrow night, who's a rookie basically, and you're going to be going against who? Musgrove?
I think it's Musgrove, right?
Yeah. And you're in San Diego, hostile. It could get ugly. It could get ugly tomorrow. And now you're 0-2, and now you're going to face Dylan Cease. And see, I don't know, but I don't think Saturday's game gets played based on what I'm looking at. It says 100% rain for Saturday. 100%. Well, whenever you have 100% rain, that means it's a good storm because
it just means it's definitely raining, but for how long? And I'm saying is it only an hour? Is it 2 hours, or is it all day?
Yeah, let me look here.
Real quick, 40 man, who comes up to replace Luke Jackson? What other righties do we have that are on the 40?
Well, you mean
it's not Mason Black. He's not on the 40.
No, it's let me take a look at the 40 here. I'll tell you in a second.
Because they already made room for Landon Roop, right? He's in the bullpen.
Roop is in the bullpen. He's on the 40. Jelly, he's hurt. He's on the IL.
If
40.
that guy comes up and makes the team, I'm gonna.
Okay, don't. Kai Wei Ting, is he ready?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope, he was hurt. He had a oblique.
Austin Warren, he's hurt.
He's hurt.
Right?
He's recovering from Tommy John.
Well, they just let Pablo go. Let Pablo pitch. Randy Rodriguez, is he
Is
available?
he on the 40? I think.
Yeah, he's on the 40.
Yep. There you go.
And that is
It, huh?
that is it. Beck's hurt. Yeah, they are in trouble. They do have no depth this year in the bullpen. And we saw how many times in the last few years they've been bringing guys up left and right in the bullpen. They do not have depth this year.
So I had to watch the Padres telecast, and their announcers were ecstatic Webb got out of the game. And they're seeing Walker pitch, and they're like, oh, this guy's fastball straight as can be. Walker has like 2 pitches. His fastball is straight, and he has that sweeper, and that's it. He needs a changeup or a split or something to go down.
So you did the Padres? You switched it over to the Padres?
No,
version?
I was forced to watch it. I got the free preview on MLB Innings, so I was watching the.
Oh, don't you have the MLB app though?
No, I just whatever it is on Cox. That was.
Oh man, you.
It might. The Giants telecast might have been there. I just did.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Honestly, I was not looking completely at the Giants game. It is fantasy baseball too. I was scrolling around and seeing my players hit. I was like, okay. So
I ain't gonna do that this year, man. I can't do that. Football's funner because I could put all the games on the screen at once. Because the NFL package, they let you watch. They don't do that for baseball where you're watching, no action for 4 games.
Well, I mean, like Webb went 6 innings today. Okay, we don't know what Harrison's going to do tomorrow. He could go 7. He could go 2. And if he goes 2 or 3, then again, they're going to be back in that bullpen again, using up a lot of innings already early. And then Hicks throws, the next game. So, yeah, the bullpen before Doval is a really big question mark. I don't even know if Rogers, the lefty, is going to be that dominant this year because he got hit pretty hard in spring training. I don't know if he's going to be the answer. So
yeah, I mean
that was the strength of the team last year was their bullpen, right, guys? And
pretty much it kept them in, and they wore them out.
Kept them in, yeah, and it got wore out.
I kept hearing in here, and I kept hearing on the radio, the Giants bullpen is going to be really dominant. I'm like, Doval's dominant. Rogers brothers are pretty good. And after that,
Ryan Walker was good last year.
He's got to do it again.
Yep.
By the way, speaking of arms and stuff in bullpen, I had a physical therapist. He's a doctor, physical therapist. He had to come over to the house. I had my back issue. I've been trying to figure out if it's my labrum or my back or whatever it is. So we got to talking, and he's into sports. He played college football and stuff, and we were talking about, how the NFL is no longer, they can't even tackle. He says, might as well put the flags on them now. But anyway, we were talking about arms in pitching, and I said, why do you think guys are having Tommy John when we watched guys like Bob Gibson, Juan Marichal throw 300 plus innings on 4 days rest?
Yep.
And not 5 and never have a problem. He says it's the velocity from early age. If you look at them, they're training them to throw really hard at 14 now. And he says every time they pitch, he said, and I'm going to try and get him on the show and explain it, but every time they pitch, that ligament can snap at any time. He says it's being maxed out, which when he told me that, I says, there's no way I would give a big 12-year contract to a pitcher.
No.
I mean, I'm not going over 4 years, 5 years.
See, I've heard for years though that the fastball was the pitch that was least damaging.
The least damaging. Yeah.
Arm,
but it's the
sliders that
I thought it's the way you twist it.
Yeah.
But
I would be interesting to have him on
because he was talking about, guys that really need to be throwing 92, 93 and learn location and
command it. Yeah.
And have command, but they're just trying to blow it by guys. And So we'll get into that. I'll see if I can get him on one night next week.
If you're out there in the chat and you have a teenager son that is a pitcher, have him learn the knuckleball. Nobody throws it. Nobody throws it. He'll pitch until he's 51 years old, make a lot of money, and you'll be able to retire. Nobody throws a knuckler. Can you imagine these hitters who are all geared up for 96, 98, and having this softball floater coming in? They won't know what to do. Teach your son how to throw a knuckleball.
you need a glove about this size too.
Yeah,
man.
you need a big ass glove.
I mean, that thing is. I mean, it makes you dizzy. Just go try and hit a knuckleball off a wiffle ball. You'll get the idea.
Yeah, boys, I got to run. I got to be somewhere by 5.
Okay, Los.
All right, Los.
Only one game. Long way to go.
One game. I'm hoping. No word that there's a doubleheader tomorrow night, right? They haven't changed it with the.
I'm looking on Twitter. I don't see nothing about it
because the actual forecast for Saturday in San Diego is 100% rain, and it is now. Where did it go? Come on, just went off the San Diego daily. Oh, it's down. Hey, they may get the game in Saturday. It just changed down to 99%.
Look at this. His son is a lefty knuckleballer. Can you imagine a lefty knuckleballer?
Oh, there you go.
Ah, that's nasty.
Wow.
That's not even fair.
That's Wilbur Wood stuff, man. Wilbur Wood was a lefty knuckleballer in the back in the day. The White Sox, I believe. Rain likely. This is Saturday. Potential for heavy rainfall.
Oof. High
near 60. Winds 15 to 25, decreasing 5 to 10. Chance of rain 100%. Rainfall may reach 1 inch. That's a lot of rain. That game is not going to get played Saturday.
Get played.
Yeah.
Forget about that one.
I'll have it later.
What are they saying Sunday?
Sunday is hold on. Why is this? What is going on? It keeps changing. Sunday is 88% chance of rain. Rain early with thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Chance of rain about 90%, they say. So that they may only play 2 games.
Yeah,
in this series. That's why I said with the rain coming Sunday, why not get in 2 tomorrow so you don't have to make up 2?
Just make up 1, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they should announce it so that the teams could get extra players there because they allow you for a doubleheader to get 2 extra players or taxis and one carry a 27th man for each game. So I don't know. I think this is it's one game and,
look at Mike. All the Debbie Downers are happy. Look, what are you talking? Happy.
Happy?
Come on. Do you like Yaz in that 5-hole, Mike? Am I a Debbie Downer saying, hey, Yaz sucked in the 5-hole? I guess it really didn't matter where the hell he bat. He would have freaking probably struck out. But Conforto, though, man. I like what Conforto did. I like Jung-Hoo Lee. Jung-Hoo Lee did good.
Boris says no reason to have him as a full-time player. He said, check out the splits. Let me look at the splits here. Against lefties, Yaz has a 26.6% K rate. He's got a WRC of only 55.
You want that at 100.
Yeah.
That's league minimum, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me see.
Hey, Mike, we talked about this earlier. The bullpen play. Okay, yeah, but you better be criticizing Bailey throwing that ball away.
Oh, no. WRC plus is what you want at 100. His is at 89.
Oh, okay. It's
Oh,
still-
wait a minute. Yeah, that's versus lefties. Okay, yeah.
So he's still below average.
But he's gotten worse. He's got. Well, you look at his.
That's over his entire MLB
yeah.
career. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his in 2019. Remember, he hit pretty well. I told
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
WRC plus was 145, and then 2020 was 164. Remember, but then listen to 21, 22, and 23. 21, it was 47 from 164 to 47.
Yeah, that's a big drop off.
65 and 22 and 62. So he's been crappy for 3 straight years against lefties. And he's not doing, he's decent against right-handed, but I think he's regressing so quickly at the plate. And
look,
it may be mental at this point too.
And you said that's against lefties?
That's against lefties.
Well, he faced Yu Darvish today, who he has pretty good numbers against, and he struck out twice.
Right.
So there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something. If this guy has that much ownage on a starting pitcher and you're whiffing twice.
3 times.
I don't know. No, he whiffed twice against Darvish, right?
Well, he whiffed the 3rd time against somebody else.
A lefty.
Oh, was it a lefty?
Yeah, it was a lefty. Cosgrove.
Oh, okay. I had so much going on with work that I was watching, but I couldn't. The details I couldn't remember exactly.
That's why we should have had Matos from the get-go. We talked about that. Gosh, dang, man.
Yeah. Who is gonna? I see somebody says Michael Roeder says I'd be happy with Bauer too. I think what happens with Bauer. Here's what I believe will happen with Bauer. I believe a team. He will continue to pitch wherever he finds place to pitch. Somebody who's a contender is going to lose one of their top starters.
And they're going to get him.
They're going to go, we can't just blow this season off. We've already spent $250 million a year on payroll. We're in the race. And maybe it's a team that's lost 2 pitchers,
Yep.
And they say, well, we can go trade for one, but we can't trade for 2. Let's sign Bauer for a half a year.
Yep.
That's my guess what happens with Bauer. But I'm going to stick with my story. I said the Giants, we did the show Wednesday night. Or Tuesday night, whatever, Monday night, whatever that was, 80. I think I said, 83, Eric?
83 wins. 83.
Roughly? Yeah. I'm going to stay with that. But if I see that Yaz stays in the lineup, if he goes on paternity leave and then comes back and gets his job and Matos goes back down and Yaz is still, unless I see all of a sudden this change in Yaz, if he's in the lineup and the rest of the lineup kind of remains mostly the same, I'm going to say they're going to be 78 to 80 wins. Yeah. Too much has to go right for them to win, to make a wild card. When they say right, that means health. They can't be losing guys like they have in the past, and
no,
we're can't. Already 1 game in and 1 man out.
Yep.
So,
what do you expect for tomorrow? You think it's going to be a similar lineup? Minus Yaz, of course.
Harrison against who? Musgrove?
I think Musgrove, right? I think so.
I think Conforto gets moved up. I think it's Lee, and then they're either going to.
I'm going to put Soler in a 2-hole. I mean, why would you put him today in a 2-hole for no reason? I understand maybe putting Yaz because of the history in the 5, but why would you have Soler in a damn 2-hole? I still don't get that, but
yeah.
So it's probably going to be the same. It's probably.
I think
maybe Conforto goes to the 3-hole instead of Wade.
I told you the other night. I don't think Soler. I think he struggles. And why do I say that? He's got his contract, man. It's 3 years guaranteed. And I don't think he has opt-outs either, does he?
No. It's a straight 3-year deal.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
3-year deal. It's
So
I think he hits 23 to 25 homers, and he hits about 240-ish and drives
Correct,
in
Ben.
80 runs.
Correct. Something like that. Conforto, Soler, Chapman, 3-4-5. Yes, that's your meat of your order, man. Set the table, right, for your guys to come in and punch them in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
guess I think I would, probably put Estrada in the 2-hole, but they don't have an ideal 2-hitter. They don't have a star. Let's just do something for kicks.
Why did
here.
they keep Estrada played in the 2-hole a lot last year? Why did they keep Estrada in the 2-hole?
Don't know. But let's just look at box scores of today from every game. Right now, Pirates and Marlins are in the 12th inning. Wow. 6-6 tie. Arias 0 for 6. Hey, Cliff.
Whoa!
Hey, what? Cliff out there.
No. Oh man.
No, I don't worry about one game. But 0 for 6, that's okay. So Pittsburgh, Brian Reynolds is in the 2-hole. Miami, Josh Bell, not too great. Padres, their 2-hitter was Tatis. Pretty darn good. Orioles and Angels today. The Angels have Aaron Hicks in the 2-hole, and they put Trout in the 3. That's kind of where you put your best. Yeah. Rushman for Baltimore in the 2-hole. If you got good players, Tigers, that's not a team that doesn't have much. They had, who'd they put in the 2-hole? It looks like pinch hitter third. I can't tell if it was Ursula. 0 at bats, though. Maybe it was Torkelson. Yeah. Torkelson in the White Sox, Moncada. The Yankees, we know, go with Judge. But the Yankees this year are going with Soto. So, again, you got a great hitter. The Astros are going with Yardon Alvarez. So, 2-hole is a lot of times one of your better hitters with some pop. So, that tells me the Giants think that Soler is their guy with some pop that could hit at the top of the lineup. It is what it is. Typically, guys in the 2-hole usually make a little bit more contact. Soler strikes out a lot. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll
see tomorrow. Is it going to be one of these? I don't want to. Come on. We talked about this last year, at the end of last year. We wanted a lineup.
Cliff, look at this. He said that you saw the.
No. You're talking about in the chat?
No, he heard me on the trade, and he's already trying to take advantage of an 0 for 6 day.
This is what he said. I'll take Arias off your hands. Can only go up from here.
Yeah, that one's not going to happen for that particular player. That is not even.
Who was pitching for Pittsburgh?
I
mean, there's 6 runs. I don't know. Whatever. We're not worried about them.
Yeah, but so the Dodgers come out big today and they win. Or is it still going on? It's got to be over, right? It was 7-1 earlier, and the Dodgers won 7-1. Look what they did, their guys. This is a lineup.
Betts let off, right?
Betts
What did
led
he
off
do?
1 for 2 with 2 base on balls and a run scored. 3 runs scored. 3 runs scored. Ohtani went second, hit 2 for 3. When asked, you were able to focus after the game, how were you able to focus? He says, I just thought of ball looking as Ipe's head. No. Freeman, 2 for 3, 3 RBIs with a 2-run homer. Will Smith, 1 for 4. Max Muncy, 1 for 3. Teoscar, 1 for 4. James Outman, 2 for 3. Jason Hayward, 0 for 3. And Gavin Lux, 0 for 3 at the 8-9 hole. So they had 10 hits. The Giants actually had 9 hits today, I believe.
They just didn't have that big one with runners on.
Right. Giants had 9 hits, 3 of them by Conforto and 2 by Ahmed. So 5 hits between their 7 and 9 hitter.
I understand Ahmad being lower in the lineup, but why was Conforto batting 7th, man? What's going on? Bat him 3rd. Put Wade in the 7 hole.
I think Conforto eventually moves up. I mean, he's going to be locked in. You know, he's 2 years removed from
from that surgery,
and he's had an off season where he didn't have to rehab. Makes a huge difference. So
no, there was 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a home run, right?
For who?
Eddie's asking only 1 extra base. I said no, 2. Right, 2 doubles, right? Was it 2 doubles?
Yeah,
and 1 home run?
We had a double by
Ahmed
and Conforto. Yeah, we had
and a home run by Conforto.
And the home run by Conforto, yeah, off Suarez, who throws pretty hard. Yeah. So
by the Giants. The Giants had 2 doubles and a home run today.
Giants were 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Lee was 0 for 1. Soler 0 for 1. Yaz 0 for 1. Ahmed 2 for 2. Estrada, Conforto, and Bailey all 0 for 1. So again, Ahmed comes through. Pitching wise, the only error of the game was Bailey's throwing error, and we had Logan Webb, 6 innings, 97 pitches, 61 strikes, so about 62.5%, maybe 63 strikes. ERA of 3. Luke Jackson goes 0 innings pitched, gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. His ERA here is listed as INF, infinity.
Infinity. Look at that.
3 runs with no innings pitched. Infinity. Interesting. Ryan Walker goes 1 inning, 2 hits, 1K through 17 pitches. Eric Miller had a good outing, and they showed his parents on the
broadcast.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. What are you talking about, Greg?
I don't know. I saw that too. I have no idea. I don't even know where that. It's Greg. So
Greg, what are you talking about, dude? My problems. What my problems? What we're talking about? My problem? I'm talking about the Giants. What have I said about my problems here? What earlier about the hip? I was making a point that I was talking to a therapist. I don't know if that's what you're getting at, but whatever. Greg will be Greg.
Greg will be Greg. Greg will Greg.
Greg will drop more F-bombs and have more negative things to say. We can't even do positivity hour with Greg because he leaves the show. He says, I can't handle it. Robert Rothberg there's Mr. Greg, wait till Snell, Ray, and Cobb return. Well, Snell's pitching, I believe, next Wednesday at Dodger Stadium. I don't see there's no way that Snell is not pitching next week because he's starting tomorrow in a minor league game, which is slot number 2, right? Now he get 4 days rest, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Webb goes Tuesday night. Snell goes Wednesday against the Dodgers, who he's pitched well against. What you're hoping for, he only goes 5 innings anyway. Maybe his pitch counts kept at 80 and he's only able to go 4 innings. Maybe 4 innings is better than an opener.
True.
Right?
True.
So I think Snell goes because he's on the 26-man roster. Were you going to leave him on there and just stretch him out?
Right.
How does he get on the 26-man roster and you can pitch him in a minor league game? I didn't know you could do that.
I do not know.
Why not just?
I think you could. I guess.
I don't know how that works.
You can do whatever you want.
Maybe he's on the roster and he's on a.
It's like a, what do you call it? Not rehab. I don't know what you would consider it.
Physically unable to perform type thing. I don't know. PUP. I don't know what the deal is there. So. But anyway, Northern Lights says bounce back tomorrow with Harrison mowing them down. I'll check in live from Petco after the game. Oh, you're going to be there tomorrow. That's right. Were you there today, Glenn?
No, he's going to the Bruce Springsteen concert tonight.
Oh, that's right. Yep. So, interesting.
He's going to miss the other 2 games, though, with all that rain.
Probably.
You're going to have to get a refund on that one there.
Starters are at least supposed to give you 6.
That would be
not
nice.
Going to see much of that with Blake Snell. He went 6 twice last year out of 32 starts. You hope you get into the 6, get you 5 2/3.
I see a lot of people here are jumping already.
Jumping where? Off the bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys. It's only 1 game.
Yeah, it's the first game, guys.
But I understand it. Go ahead and jump.
Oh,
no.
My gosh.
Hey, they're going to have some. Look, they're playing 162 games. There's going to be stretches where they look like world beaters.
Yes, there will be.
There will be. Okay. They're going to have stretches where they win 5, 6, maybe 7 in a row. And then but they're going to do what I think most 500 teams do. They're going to lose 5 in a row, 6 in a row. This is a team that still has flaws. The lineup doesn't. That's what I said. Doesn't scare me. This is, and they're not. Anytime you got Yaz. In your 5th 5-hole is your.
I didn't. I know. How not when you have other guys.
Yeah.
That are better.
I guess it's only built on his history, that he had a solid history, and you probably wanted to get him to see. You couldn't stick him in the 3-hole.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Probably thought, well, at least. Maybe I can get him 2, maybe 3 at bats against Darvish. But anyway, you're probably taking the shot, get somebody on a bloop and a blast, right?
Right.
He has a history of hitting well. I mean, I get it playing him today, but what I won't get is if he comes back having the baby, they have the baby, and then he's welcomed back and he's like thrown into the starting lineup immediately, especially if Matos does well. If Matos,
well, Matos is only going to get one game.
it looks like it. It looks like it because I don't think they play Saturday, and Sunday's going to be a questionable.
What time was the game supposed to be on Saturday?
Late, like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's when it's supposed to be the worst, right?
Well, it didn't actually say. Saturday's 4:15 game of the week, Fox. But it's just, I mean, 99% chance of rain.
But look at the hourly.
Yeah, it won't give me the hourly this early.
This far out.
Okay. Yeah. But it does
say, if it just rains a lot in the beginning of the day and it tails off.
If it's early, but the fact that it's raining Sunday too tells me it's probably
going to be persistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it hits your rain's pretty significant too.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking, it's El Nino wild spike in sea. Okay. Yeah. 99% then near 90 on Sunday. It's saying rain. I mean, it's going to rain all day, probably. Even if it rains all day and it's heavy, you're not going to. Even if the field's covered with a tarp, I don't see it. Then it says Saturday night periods of rain, chance of rain 90%, rainfall around 1/4 of an inch. So they're looking for an inch maybe during the day and another 1/4 of an inch at night.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't think they're getting that game in.
It's probably an El Nino type deal. Yeah, and they may have a hard time getting Sunday's game in. It's weird because usually, I know the NFL did this. Was it the NFL or baseball? Last year, somebody was expecting a big storm and they moved the games up in Southern California a day. I can't remember if it was football or baseball.
Oh, I can't remember.
But most major sports leagues, they look at this stuff and they figure, hey, we know it's going to rain. Let's just go ahead and get ahead of it. All you got to do tomorrow is have the first game at, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, have a 1 o'clock game, and then have the second game at night at 7, normal time.
Yeah.
Right?
True. I mean, that makes sense, but that ain't going to happen.
Come on, guys. Do I have to do everything for you?
Probably because of ticket sales, maybe. That's why.
At 6:40. Start the first game at 1. Get everybody out of the stadium by 4. And then they got a next game at 6:40. You can make that 7 o'clock.
I bet you that's what. I bet you it has to do with tickets because people may not be able to go to the Friday night game.
Well, the people that got the Saturday night aren't going to go either.
Yeah.
Well, you just no. The people that have the Friday night game, they keep them. You move the Saturday game to
the afternoon.
Yeah. I don't know. Ron Raquel says 0.8 inches of rain in the morning hours, 0.28 in the PM in San Diego for Saturday.
That game ain't being played.
I don't think so because you're probably going to have no sunshine to dry the field. If it's, yeah. Well, I think we've covered enough for today, Eric.
Yeah, I think so.
The Giants lose. I wouldn't say a heartbreaker because the game was lost in the 7th inning, so it wasn't like a walk off, or they were bottom of the eighth. They were fortunate to even stay in the game. Webb got out of that jam.
Webb did good to get out of. He had to pitch out of some traffic a couple of times.
Yeah. That inning in the fifth when the Padres scored 2, and it could have been.
It could have been a lot worse. And didn't he get a double play or somewhere?
He did. He got a double play earlier in the game. He got
before that, yeah.
And so I thought Webb overall looked like Logan Webb.
Yeah.
And but as Glenn said, you really want to win that first game.
You want to win the first game. You
want
to
Webb starts because
yes.
Harrison's going to have to step up.
He's going to have to.
He's going to have to step up. So,
now he did have a better spring than Webb. So we'll see. We'll see how he does.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, maybe we can get a live report tomorrow night. After the game, right after the game. But so we'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's game starts at 6:40. Today's game went how long? 2 hours and 34 minutes. So I would estimate 6:40.
Sometime after
about 9:15 to 9:30 tomorrow. Yeah. If everything goes according with this, games are going to be even a little shorter this year. 18-second clock versus 20
with guys on base.
Guys on base. I like it. I like it. It's moving the game up. As far as watching it on TV, I don't really care for it if I'm at the ball game. I'd like to be able to talk and eat and not worry about missing every pitch.
Right.
But Nick says he cannot stand this clock. Yeah, it moves. 18 seconds, man. There's no dilly-dallying.
Nope.
So, all right, guys. We will see you tomorrow night. Giants lose their opener of 2024, 6-4 to the San Diego Padres. But it's one ball game.
It's one ball game.
Yeah, it's one ball game. So we will see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great Thursday night. Oh, tomorrow's Good Friday, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Yep.
All right.
Correct.
Very good. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. We'll see you after the ball game tomorrow night.